Now the wife of Elliot Handler, called Ruth, she had a daughter called Barbara, and that is who she named the doll after. And she noticed that her daughter was playing with these cutouts, and she thought it would be really good to get something in 3 dimensions. Round about that time she was over in Switzerland, and she was sticking her nose into foreign toy shops to get ideas. And she noticed that there was a little doll, it was about this size, it was of a woman, actually a cartoon character, and it was a German doll called the Bild Lily. Bild, I think, is German for a newspaper. She was a newspaper cartoon. And she was actually designed for truck drivers to put on their rear view mirrors. So they'd have this sexy little doll sitting like that on their rear view mirrors. She saw that, she took it back to America, they did a prototype, they ended up buying the rights to that doll, and they made a slightly different doll, but it was based on that variation. And that became the very first Barbie doll in 1959. This is a replica. This is the doll with the sunglasses. This is the box that it came in, and the graphics show very clearly the fashions of the time. We're talking very, very late 50s, early 60s. And if this doll were the genuine article with its box, it would be worth about $10,000. This is a replica which they released in 1994 for Barbie's 35th anniversary. A lot of people come to me when I have stalls and they say, I've got the very first Barbie. It won't be this one. It's very, very unusual if it was, because this doll was only sold for 6 months. It was only sold in America. Australia didn't get Barbies at all until about 1962. The first Barbie doll that we got was one that looked something like this. At the time, Jackie Kennedy was very in vogue. Her fashions, whatever she wore, her hairdos. This is virtually a replica of Jackie Kennedy in one of her White House types of suits, with the bouffant type of hair. Round about this time, they decided that she needed a boyfriend. Now, the Handlers not only had a daughter called Barbara, they had a son called Ken. Okay, this is actually the second version of the Ken. It's pretty much the same as the first version. I just don't happen to have the first version. So he was the boyfriend. About a year or so later, they decided that Barbie needed best friend. So her best friend became known as Midge. And she was a very homely type of doll. She's got sort of freckles, and she was meant to play the supportive friend. And then, of course, Midge needed a boyfriend. So by the time 1964 came around, we've got a boyfriend for Midge and a friend for Ken called Alan. This was also about the time they introduced a little sister for Barbie, Skipper. A lot of people remember Skipper. Some people tell me that they weren't allowed a Barbie because she had a big bust. So they had to get the Skipper, or Cindy. Then, of course, Skipper had to have a little friend called Scooter. And, of course, if you can see from the huge tomboy. Back in these early 60s, mid-60s, it was the Leave It to Beaver, that sort of thing. My three